Well, back into my usual segments for a Saturday stream. I like to start off at least with a with a news segment, which I usually will do a recap of live stream fails. Now, I have a problem. The problem is live stream fails itself. I'll just do this on desktop. There you go. I have a problem, and it is with live stream fails itself. The problem with live stream fails being live stream fails. I think I've said that like 3 different times now, but it's a long-winded. There's a long-winded explanation here. I want essentially a curated listing of some of the top news stories that have occurred across all streaming platforms, just streaming and gaming in general. I want to have the first part of my Saturday stream be dedicated to a weekly recap of what's happened in Twitch streaming, YouTube streaming, whatever, in gaming in general. That's what I want. Now, previously, live stream fails has been the best place for this. This is in previous years. Now, what we've seen here is I've been streaming it over the past year. I've been doing this over the past year. Live stream fails has... It's no longer everything streaming and everything gaming. It is focused in on a few people, a few already top streamers, and the community itself kind of shitting on them. Whereas like many years ago, many moons ago, live stream fails was a platform that a lot of streamers could use to lift themselves up. If they did something funny on stream, they'd get a clip posted to live stream fails. Even if they're a nobody, the clip would blow up. And this blew up people like Ludwig, like Mizkif, like Cutie Cinderella, and like Hassan. It blew up their streaming careers just from being posted on live stream fails. But now what live stream fails has become is it is a storyboard for just those streamers now. For the streamers that became large because of live stream fails, it stopped growing in terms of how many streamers it covered, and then just turned into a way of cataloging everything that those specific streamers did and whatever. I mean, you get the odd one that leaks through. Like, I don't know who that is, but like NMPLOL, Rob, Asmongold, SFan TV, Myth, all of these people have always been on live stream fails and will forever be on live stream fails. And the community surrounding live stream fails is also fucked, because they'll have someone clip an out of context thing. It'll get posted here, and then it just turns into 1,000 comment hate thread, or something genuinely good gets posted in the event in the case of Cutie Cinderella's award stream. Cutie Cinderella's Streamer Awards stream. There'd be a bunch of clips posted about the Streamer Awards, and there would be 1,000 comment hate thread about how the Streamer Awards was garbage, when it really wasn't. The Streamer Awards was fucking awesome and done really well. I mean, it had a few things here and there that are like minor inconveniences, but people blew it out of the fucking water. So because of how live stream fails has developed, a few streamers that I like, have voluntarily banned themselves off of the platform so that their clips can no longer be posted. That includes Hassan and Cutie Cinderella. This also puts me at odds a little bit, because I do enjoy those streamers. And because I'm now seeing less and less of the platform. I'm seeing less and less of streaming overall in terms of a news perspective. Like, I want to cover some of the stuff that happened about the Streamer Awards, but it's not on live stream fails. So if I were to just go through and do this, you wouldn't even know what happened. Also, not to mention the fact that it went from like having 60K online people to like single-digit thousands. I feel like live stream fails is just dying overall. So I needed a new way of curating news stories over the past week, because I don't want to do live stream fails anymore. I don't want to recap live stream fails anymore, and that's, you know, that's kind of bittersweet. I would love for live stream fails to be what it used to be, but it's not. It's turning into a pool of hatred. But I needed a new way of finding a curated list of some of the biggest stories in streaming in general. The other option that I had, the other big option that a lot of people are familiar with, is Dexerto. Dexerto is iffy. I mean, sorry, there's no dark mode available on the website. For one thing, that's a big problem. But it's iffy just because a lot of the titles are super clickbaity. And, well, actually, that's probably not clickbaity. But some of the titles are super clickbaity, like over the fucking top, ridiculous clickbait. But also, a lot of times, it'll just be an explanation of a clip. See, there's a lot of words here. All of these words is just an explanation of what Disguised Toast did in a YouTube video. A clip from a YouTube video. Look at that. They timestamped it. They're ripping a script straight from a YouTube video. And there's a lot of cases of this. This is just them talking about Cutie Cinderella tweeting. Like, Dexerto it's not that great of a journalism location. Like, it dumps everything out there. Any like small news story, it just fucking dumps it onto their platform. It doesn't matter if it's big, small, whatever. It doesn't matter if it gets clicks or not. Their theory is just fucking machine gun strategy rather than, like, you know, sniper trying to pinpoint the biggest story. They just machine gun that shit rapid fire. And that's what it is. So at the same time, I didn't want to go to Dexerto. So what I have ended up doing, and I realized I don't have it open, so let me just go to Just Cam here really quick. I decided that I would actually put some fucking work in, and I made my own curated list and bullet points to talk about for news stories for the week. So this is what I'm going to be doing moving forward. Either on a Friday or a Saturday before my streams, I'm going to be taking about this took me like a half hour to an hour to put together. There's 2 pages and a couple of links, yada yada. I'm also going to go over the top clips of the past week at the end of it, just to make sure I got all my bases covered there. But yeah, this is what I'll be doing moving forward. I won't be going to live stream fails. I'll be curating my own list of stories, pretty much. And I'll be using, to be clear, I'm using Dexerto. I'm still using live stream fails, and I'm using my own knowledge of what happened the past week to build this list, rather than just going to live stream fails and just showing whatever the fuck that they had, because that's so lazy. That's just a lazy method. So, all that being said, I'll get into it. So the first big news item, of course, was the Streamer Awards. And this happened last Saturday. It actually happened while I was streaming. And I had it pulled up on my second monitor. If you go back and you watch the VOD, you can hear me reacting to it live and even pulling it up on stream sometimes. From Cutie Cinderella's request, no one was allowed to just straight restream the event on their stream, so I respected that. There were a few moments where I, like, pulled it up to show someone's fit, because some people did look sexy as fuck. There's also a few really funny moments, but beyond that, I respected it, and I kept it up on the second monitor while I played GTA. But a lot of stuff happened. It was massively successful. She has her own goddamn Wikipedia page. Like, look at this. This was the trophy that she was handing out. I don't know if I can get a bigger image of that. Yeah. This was if a streamer won an award, this was the award that they won. And this shit was goddamn 3D printed, and it was cheap as fuck. But you know what? It doesn't even matter. Look at how goddamn adorable he is. Look at how fucking adorable the Peepo is. You want that Peepo, all right? You want him. You just, it is what it is. But they got a Wikipedia made about the Streamer Awards, which is a good way of pointing out like how massively successful it is. They got a lot of hate for very small things during the Streamer Awards. Small things that, like, if you look at some of the more professional award shows for content creation, they have had worse things happen during their events than what happened on Streamer Awards. Like, it's an audio glitch here and there, but like the audio is still working fine. It's weird. It's just people are shitting on it. Now, what's interesting about this Wikipedia is that it says this Streamer Awards was founded in 2022 by Twitch streamer and Team Solo Mid content creator Cutie Cinderella. Team Solo Mid, that is TSM. Actually, Fuda, that's a group that I forgot to mention. TSM, Team Solo Mid, they're another esports group that Cutie Cinderella is a part of. What I find interesting about how this is like the first, they're pointing out that Cutie Cinderella is part of TSM. When Cutie went to TSM like 6 months back and said, hey, I have this plan for a Streamer Awards event that I need backing on, that I need money on, TSM said no. Got it? Yeah. Well, yeah, it's one that I forgot. I mean, there's bound to be a few in there. TSM fucking said no. TSM was like, nah, not our cup of tea. Sorry. Cutie Cinderella ended up having to get like 10 to 15 sponsors, I think it was. She got 10 to 15 like smaller sponsors, like some random ass fucking VPN. She got a Fansly sponsor. They had to make call outs. They had to a Coinbase was a last minute sponsor of theirs that helped out immensely at the end. Actually, because of Coinbase, she ended up breaking even on the entire event. She spent $270,000 out of her own goddamn pocket. Effectively, and the way that she put it was, I mean, it effectively drained her entire savings. $270,000 out of her own pocket before she got sponsors. Checks already signed. No idea if she's going to get any of that money back. 270K gone. She was willing to put that forward for the sake of this event. Really cool for her to do that, because it was very successful, very well received. Because it got 380,000 peak concurrent viewers with like an average viewership of like 290K, I think it was. The Streamer Awards event next year is going to have sponsors drooling at the idea of having their name on the event. Like other streamer or other content creation award related events barely reach 100K. Like the other award shows that like name streamer of the year, content creator of the year, they barely hit 100K. Cutie Cinderella's 380K. And that's just incredible. It's the fact that it comes from grassroots, which I think that really helped it out. There's no corporate entity behind it that has like a board of directors that determines who wins the awards. All of the awards were voted by fans. Every single award. I mean, there was a yes, winners were determined using a weighted combination of online popular vote and panelist vote. The panelist vote was of people in the industry, not streamers themselves, and Cutie made sure that there was no conflict of interest in whoever was voting on what when it came to the panelist. The panelist is still unknown to this day. She's not going to leak who her panelists people were, because she doesn't want any people like harassing them to say, hey, next year make sure it's XQC or some shit like that. But yeah, really successful event, really huge. The kind of the first event of its kind to reach that level of success, which is why it's so exciting. What are some other bullet points I have down here? Yeah, free content for many streamers. So I mean, she invited 250 other streamers to physically show up to this event. There was a whole red carpet thing, and I don't know if they published the images online yet. of course, r/offline TV girls has the fucking, wow, that is kind of gross. Jesus. So there was like a few hundred photos of people of people at the red carpet, but it was a red carpet event. So they had a red carpet event. They did interviews. People were very well dressed. I mean, just to click through a few different examples. So I mean, listen, Boomer TV wasn't. I mean, he's rocking the beanie at least. Also, there's this college kid that showed up. I'm making a joke. He's not a college kid. He's actually a big time streamer. Atrioc was looking fucking sexy as hell. Stan's also killing it out there with the gold chain. I hear later on he tightened up that gold chain, which is a better move. You had Dr. K looking very clean. His wife, obviously, he stood back so his wife could shine, and that's incredible. Hassan, a lot of people are critiquing Hassan's fit. I think his fit was fine. I think his fit was actually really good, with the exception of the jeans. He really failed in the jeans, and he kind of talked on this on stream where the only reason why he picked jeans is because the dress pants that he had picked out just didn't fit him. I'm just like, okay, I get it. You're a big dude. Anyway, offline TV girls and Saikuno as well were there. But I mean, just to go to show, I mean, there was a lot of big time streamers there. XQC even showed up. A lot of people that like are 5-figure viewership Andes showing up there. Miskiff himself as well, and that's a lot of free content for them, because I mean, I can to share this as a viewer for the next like 2 to 3 streams that every single one of those streamers put out there. All it was an AMA about the whole fucking night. Every single streamer has done a fit check now on all the other streamers there and told behind the scenes stories of the after party, stories of the after party, stories of the pre-party. I mean, just like they're going nuts. It's been a lot of good content and a lot of free content for streamers that Cutie Cinderella is just like, there you go. There's some content for you. They don't got to do anything else. They just got to talk about this amazing time that they had. So good on Cutie Cinderella to donate to these streamers who are strapped for content otherwise. A lot of networking going on. So there was multiple cases of like smaller streamers talking to bigger streamers so that they could like hook up and do shit later on. There's a lot of projects starting from this. I already talked about these sponsors and the fact that TSM didn't assist her, which is insane. That's honestly the dumbest fucking move that TSM could have made there. Why isn't... I don't want to have the Word doc on screen the whole time. It was honestly the dumbest fucking move for TSM to just say, no thank you, to Cutie saying, hey, I'm gonna be dropping 270K on this event. Could you like help out and give like some camera equipment or like, you know, so maybe a venue? And TSM was just like, nah, we got the venue for it. We got all the high quality cameras and microphone equipment and even the staff to like support that equipment. Nah, not interested. God damn. Like, why the fuck is Cutie even in TSM at this point? I mean, they've done almost nothing to support her in any of her plans, which was kind of the whole point of her joining TSM. So I don't think she's going to be in there for very long. She's going to be out as soon as her contract is done. Yeah, and I mean, I talked about this earlier too. I mean, she is receiving a lot of targeted harassment. A lot of people, especially on livestream fails, were complaining that the results were rigged. The biggest reason for this being the fact that Cutie Cinderella's boyfriend, Ludwig, won Streamer of the Year. a few fun bullet points to that specifically. Ludwig in the year of 2021 did the world famous subathon, and I say world famous because it reached outside Twitch audiences. Like it made it to Forbes. He got a fucking Forbes article written about him for the subathon. He had like 3 million unique viewers on his subathon stream. Like, it was just insane how big it got. And he kind of paved the way for a lot of other larger streamers to do subathons in the same style. He kind of wrote the whole process of how a subathon of that scale would be possible. So I think he definitely deserves, I mean, he deserves having Streamer of the Year. Also, on top of that, he didn't just completely fall off after the fact. He kept pushing the envelope in terms of the events that he was doing, the content that he was putting out there. I mean, his streams have a lot more content than many other streamers out there. It's a lot more entertaining than many other streamers out there because he's a trained fucking comedian. Like, what do you expect? The competition that Ludwig was up against was XQC, which XQC is XQC averages like 100K viewers. XQC goes live and will stream him playing like the Google Chrome no internet connection minigame, and he'll have 100K viewers. Right now, he has 75. And he's doing a higher or lower. He has 75,000 people watching this stream, and he's doing a higher or lower. For example. Sorry for the flashbang. But people were screaming that XQC didn't get the win when XQC pulls in better average viewership. But that's all that XQC does. And a lot of people have been saying XQC has the platform of Twitch, whereas Ludwig was the best streamer of 2021 in terms of content, in terms of entertainment value. XQC is like a lot level, whereas Ludwig is like up and down, you know, like that's kind of the whole concept. Also, another bullet point, Ludwig was the only streamer of the 4 people nominated that actually pushed to win the vote. All the other 3 streamers, it was Mizkif, XQC, and I can't even remember who the third one was. That's kind of, I think it was Saikuno. That's right. Yeah, it was Saikuno. Mizkif, XQC, and Saikuno. All 3 of them completely ignored the streamer awards. Maybe talked about it once, but did not even attempt to say, hey, make sure you vote for me for Streamer of the Year. None of them said that. Ludwig was the only person that went out there and said, hey, by the way, you know, I think that I should win this, and he made a YouTube video about it, and he won the vote by literally over 100,000 votes. Of the 300,000 plus people that submitted votes, he won Streamer of the Year by 100,000 votes. And Cutie even hated the fact that he won because she knew she'd get shit for people complaining it was rigged. There was also people complaining about the clip, the clip choices. So every once in a while when they'd mention a nominee, they'd have like one of their most popular clips play in the background. People were giving her shit about the clip choices, which I think they were fine. Like, it's tough to choose a single clip. Like, for someone who streams thousands of hours a year, how do you pick one clip that accurately covers all of their content for that year? You can't. You absolutely can't. So I think Cutie, I mean, she fucking picked some of their most popular clips, and they're funny clips, in my opinion. I thought they were funny. But she's going to have a better method in place anyway next year to curate the clips a bit better, because maybe fans have a point. Even streamers said that, like, I could think of a better one than that. So, oh well, you know, it is what it is. She has a better method for next year, and that's where it'll go. I don't really know what I should have on my screen when I'm talking about this. I don't want the word doc on screen, but it is what it is. There was also a Mitch Jones concert failure, which was pretty bad. I gotta admit, It was pretty bad. I wonder if there's a clip of it somewhere. Is this it? Yeah, it is. All right. Yeah, this was like the biggest fuck up of the entire show, I think. So Mitch Jones is performing with one of his friends. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because you don't know what it's supposed to sound like, and I understand that. But it sounds like shit. Blatantly. His microphone has a lot of echo, has a lot of reverb that's not supposed to be there. Like the other guy screaming is like coming across on Mitch's mic. If Mitch then also yells, it then causes it was causing a reverb effect. People in the audience were like fucking like they were hurting. Also, he was cutting in and out, as you can see. Like, you can hear it right there. He was cutting in and out. What's up? Nope, we're not doing that. The problem here was that Mitch didn't show up to the sound check. The other guy did. Every other musician showed up to their sound check. Mitch was the only musician that didn't show up to sound check. So the sound guys had no way of knowing how to balance Mitch Jones's microphone. And they were having to adjust it live, which is never what you want to do and never a good thing. So as cringe and as awkward as it was for Mitch to experience that, it's kind of his own fault that it was fucked up. And it was not Cutie's fault because she had it set up so that he would do a sound check. And he just didn't show. And then there was also a lot of complaints that the jokes that Cutie and Maya were performing on stage weren't that funny. Sure. Yeah, I'll give him that. It like a lot of what Cutie and Maya, they were the show hosts. Cutie, Cinderella, and Maya Higa. They were the show hosts, and they would announce every single award. They had a lot of riffraff in between the awards and a lot of written jokes, scripted jokes, and scripted events. And they mentioned they've already come out and admitted, like, yeah, we were too tight. Like we weren't as comfortable on stage as we should have been, and they were a bit too nervous, so they pre-wrote everything without any room for improv, just to control the chaos a little bit as this is something entirely new to them. So that's something they admitted, and it's like, yeah, the jokes didn't necessarily get me hooing and hawing. I'll admit that. So it is what it is. But next year is definitely going to be better. Cutie is insane and is taking a lot of notes from all of this. So it has no choice but to be better next year, I think. But from the result of all the hate that was being received for an event that generally went very well, it had a lot of minor things, but it very much went very well. Cutie ended up getting herself banned off of LSF on purpose. She got banned off of LSF because it was way too many hate threads. And she even stepped away for a day. That's what this tweet was about. She put her Twitter account on private and took a break from Twitter for a few days as a result, because she gets into her own head and just can't stop reading the negativity. So she just had to take a step away for her own mental health, which is fair. She did a great thing. She deserves to. I feel. She deserves to feel successful about this incredible thing that she made, and instead she was feeling like the worst human being ever. Like she was feeling like she did something entirely wrong when that's not the case whatsoever. Even Mitch Jones among many of the other streamers that were there, Mitch Jones of all people, who got embarrassed doing his own fucking song, came out and said, no, Cutie did an incredible job. It was my own fault. And like any of the other issues that had happened were not that big of a deal. And that what Cutie did was incredible. So it's like, you know, yeah, good. Props to Cutie for putting this whole thing on. She doesn't deserve to feel bad about this incredible thing that she did. And she is planning on doing it again next year. So hopefully next year she's able to get a lot bigger sponsors. Hopefully next year it'll be a lot more put together and a lot more naturally funny rather than forced funny. But that's all there is on that news story, at least. Which was a big news story. I should have talked about that earlier in the week, but I'm on call this week, so I wasn't able to stream, unfortunately. Another news story I wanted to touch on. It's not necessarily one of the bigger news stories, but I picked up on it because it's something that I, as a viewer, wanted to know about in particular. And this is about Fedmeister. Now, for those unfamiliar, let me just go to fucking Dexerto. Just to have something on screen from Dexerto, at least. So for those unfamiliar with what happened to Fedmeister, he was a part of OTV. He was originally a part of Offline TV, and he got kicked out of OTV as a result of numerous sexual assault allegations or sexual misconduct allegations that were being put against him. He came out and admitted that they were correct, and took a step away from streaming for, like, I think it was 6 months. This is not a good, I don't want that song. He took a step away from streaming and got kicked out of Offline TV, who were the members that were the recipients of the sexual misconduct. But he came back, and he came back in kind of like a renewed form. He said he stepped away from the internet in general. He worked out a lot. He went on kind of a life journey. Like, he went on a lot of hiking trips and shit like that. Went to some spiritual places. He came back really fucking buff, and a lot of people point out the humor where he just came back and was really buff and with a dog. Like, and when I say really buff, like he grew 3 times in size, really buff. Like, he must have hit the gym 8 hours a day every single fucking day that he was offline. That was insane. And he came back and he's like, hey, I'm back. I'm going to start streaming again. It's going to be fucking awesome. We're going to get right back into fucking IRL streams and, like, you know, doing all this just chatting shit. Like, he was setting himself up. He streamed a few times. Though Dexerto says that he only streamed once. He did stream a few times because Dexerto doesn't know how to fucking do the research. Again, I don't like this song. But his last online presence was this tweet saying Merry Christmas. So he's just kind of pee-pee poofed again. He's just kind of gone. That's funny. That's funny that this joke is popping up right now. Yeah, this is exactly how a lot of people feel. It's just like, hey, by the way, you start streaming by hitting the start streaming button. Because he tweeted this out December 25th, 2021, and just kind of disappeared. So no one really knows what's been up. He hasn't tweeted since. He hasn't posted a YouTube video since. He hasn't streamed since. No presence whatsoever. People even know what his Reddit account is, and there's been no Reddit activity either. So it's just kind of a weird thing that I wanted to point out, because like, just you don't often see this. You don't often see a creator like that just kind of disappear. But moving on to the next topic, which is Dr. Disrespect's new video game, which is, I believe it's called Midnight Society or the Moon Project. And I've signed up, so that's why. Okay, I'll admit, and I kind of got leaked right here. I signed up. This icon on the top right means that I have an account and I'm set up and ready to go. I'm not going to click on that because I can't. I'm sure that'll leak something of mine. I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But a lot of people are like not too happy about this because it is an NFT based game. Gamers in general are for a very good reason of examples against NFT style video games. Those good examples being just like video games that are NFT based that have eventually just poofed and scammed the users of that video game and just disappeared. There's been a lot of cases of that where the video game developer has just fucking scammed their audience. And Dr. Disrespect putting his face behind an NFT project when he is a very large prominent streamer is a very it's been seen as a very questionable choice. Now, a few bullet points about this game. The plan at the end of the day is for it to be free to play and not pay. I wrote this down wrong, but it's going to be free to play and not pay to win. It's going to have many systems in place to make sure that there is not a pay to win factor. The NFT holders. Now, this is the thing. It's an NFT based video game, right? But it's not a video game that you're meant to profit off of. I listened to one of the devs interviews recently, and they talked about specifically how they are going to make sure that this is not the type of video game that you play to earn. This is not a play to earn video game. You don't play the game, get an NFT, and then sell that NFT for profit. That's not going to be the purpose, the point, or the direction of this video game that they're putting out there. The only NFTs that they've announced so far are actually they're kind of like what do you call it? I'll just describe it in a different way. The NFT holders, there's only going to be 10,000 NFTs. The NFT holders are going to make decisions on the game's development. They're going to have access to early builds. They're going to have access to not exclusive in-game content. Maybe they will eventually add exclusive in-game content for them. I mean, the NFT itself is a profile picture, so I guess that already natively is exclusive in-game content. But essentially, there's going to be a voting board. So there's going to be 10,000 people that have the access and the rights to put their vote towards what features they want in the game, what direction they want the game to take, what style of game it's going to be. Is it going to be a battle royale versus is it going to be something more like Valorant versus is it going to be something more like Halo? We don't know. It's going to be on the 10,000 NFT holders to make those decisions. The NFTs themselves are going to be $50 a pop, and the only way that you can get one of those NFTs for $50 is by winning a giveaway, a free giveaway, essentially, where if you sign yourself up on this website and you hook up all your respective accounts, it wants you to link a whole ton of accounts. It's not really a giveaway. The devs are actually manually combing through all of the applications and picking who they want to choose are eligible for one of those 10,000 NFTs. So it's a heavily controlled process. My personal opinion, I think that it is a bit naive right now. This isn't the first NFT game to come out, right? So this isn't a brand new design from that perspective, but it is a brand new design in terms of how the NFTs are being handled. It's not a pay to earn video game, whereas every single other NFT game out there is play to earn. Every other NFT video game out there is a play to earn video game, whereas this won't be. So that makes it kind of the first of its kind, where it's using NFTs for a good purpose, I think, in my opinion. So personally, I think that this will be a good thing. And I think that this will eventually lead to a video game that is very exciting and very entertaining. A free-to-play video game that anyone can get into if they enjoy FPSs. Also to note on the NFTs, it is on a parallel chain to Ethereum. So it doesn't reside on the Ethereum blockchain. It runs parallel to it. So if you actually, you can see I have MetaMask right up there. But if you use MetaMask, you actually have to swap networks to a different network to be able to use this NFT because it's parallel to Ethereum. And because it is parallel, it is environmentally friendly. In fact, it doesn't have any carbon footprint at all. So that is also the other big concern from gamers is that NFTs are bad for the environment. The way that this NFT in particular is designed is it has zero impact. So I think the doc is doing it the right way in this case. If there was a right way to handle an NFT based video game, Doc has figured it out, I think, and is still figuring it out and is still kind of working towards what this might look like in the future. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it turns into. Also on the topic of the doc, he did settle his lawsuit with Twitch. For those unfamiliar, Dr. Disrespect was a huge, massive Twitch streamer. One of the largest on the platform. I think actually he was the largest on the platform. Largest grossing Twitch streamer on the platform. Made Twitch a lot of fucking money. Even had like fucking Hollywood deals as a result of being the largest Twitch streamer. Hang on, I gotta twist my microphone there. And as he was at this status of really fucking high up there on the food chain, they banned him just out of nowhere. They banned him out of nowhere, gave him no reason as to why they banned him. Didn't even tell the community about the ban. He just kind of had to say like, I got banned, but he didn't get banned in like in terms of like, oh, it was a 3-day or 7-day or a 30-day. He flat out got permabanned out of nowhere. No reason given, and because of the nature of how he got banned, a ton of companies just cut Dr. Disrespect off. Activision, the company that Dr. Disrespect comes from, he used to develop Call of Duty. He used to be a map designer for Call of Duty and one of the multiplayer designers. They cut him off. He was no longer partnered with Activision. I think he was like with G Fuel as well. G Fuel cut him off. He had a ton of sponsors just drop him because of the mystery around him being banned off of Twitch. My God, what does Twitch know that we don't? Like, what did Twitch see behind closed doors that Dr. Disrespect did that our brand doesn't see? Well, our brand doesn't want to be associated with that kind of person. So because of this, Dr. Disrespect filed a defamation lawsuit against Twitch. I mean, at least that's what I assume. The details aren't public because it never hit court. The lawsuit was settled outside of court, meaning that none of the details of the suit itself are public. The only thing that we can do off of this is make assumptions, and my assumption is that he got paid big fucking stacks, huge fucking big honker donkers of stacks of dollar monies, which I've corroborated with a few other friends, that they think the same exact thing, that he just got away with a lot of money, because that's typically what happens when a lawsuit settles out of court. It's just because of a lot of money changing hands. This is also days before he announced Midnight Society. So this is probably also a legal move that Dr. Disrespect had to make in terms of branding, in terms of he wanted to make sure he didn't have a lawsuit ongoing while he was also trying to push a new video game project of his. That could be a possibility as well. So it's possible he accepted an offer that's not necessarily ideal for him. Well, we don't know. We don't know the details, of course, like I've said a few times. A few other extended things. He is still banned on Twitch. If you go to his page, his Twitch page, it doesn't exist anymore, which means he is banned. and he is not planning on returning. You can see right here, the tweet below. He's not planning on returning to Twitch. He's still sticking with YouTube. So it is what it is. I guess we'll never really get the answer of why he was banned or the circumstances surrounding his ban. That's unfortunate, but that's what we got to live with. Well, moving on. This one was kind of interesting. There was a streamer, a 15-year-old streamer, which I didn't think you could even stream at that young of an age. 15-year-old streamer had her PC thrown in the pool by her dad. And this kind of blew up a little bit just because of the emotional response that she had to it. And this is scary because I don't... Yeah, I guess there she is. But she posted a bunch of audio logs talking about... And they're very emotional, so I won't play them. But talking about how her dad threw her PC in a pool. What the fuck is going on with this music? I'm not vibing with what Spotify is doing to me right now. Her dad threw her PC in the pool. A PC that she paid for with her own money. She's currently on spring break as a 15-year-old, so not having her computer as a streamer and as a gamer, that's just like, fuck, dude. That would suck. I can't imagine being in this position. I kind of wanted to cover it for that purpose. Like, I'm just imagining myself as a 15-year-old. If my parents threw my gaming console in the pool that I paid for, like... That would be damaging. That would fuck me up. That would fuck me up a lot. On top of this, the parents are not accepting donations on her behalf because she is 15 years old. She cannot accept money directly legally. So the parents are not accepting donations to help refund the PC. They're also not accepting new PCs. There are a few people like Christopher Yee offered to just straight up build her a new PC, and the parents said no. And they have utmost ability to just deny that request, which is shitty. So yeah, this sucks. I mean, she's probably not going to be able to stream again for another 3 years. But when she comes back, fucking watch out for her, because she's going to blow up when she comes back. That's going to be an epic comeback stream. Apparently, the dad threw her PC in the pool. The circumstances of this are very ridiculous. She was having an argument with her sister because the internet broke. She claimed that her sister broke the internet, which then caused her to not be able to stream. So they're having an argument about that. Her dad came home from work and supposedly had a bad day at work. And when Narwhal asked her dad to please fix the internet, he blamed the internet breaking on Narwhal, said you did this on purpose, and then through an exchange of words, threw a PC in the pool. Okay. Guess that's deserved. It's just so ridiculous. I wanted to talk about this because it's so fucking ridiculous. Like, what? As a parent, I don't understand how you could think that is an okay thing to do. Oh well. Not much that I can do about it. I just wanted to cover it really quick, because that was just insane. Another short story that I wanted to go over is this just kind of seemed like just a chill thing. Post Malone hanging out with goddamn Shroud. You got Post Malone here hanging out with Shroud, B-Nans, Nade Shot, and It's Timmy. Just how? Okay, Spotify, really? What are you doing to me? But just like how does this come to be? How does this come together? I don't understand. And like they're having a fucking great time too. Like, damn. I'm sure that this is surreal on both perspectives, because Post Malone is a gamer. He's talked about this off and on about how he's a gamer. Post comes from pretty grassroots of an origin, and has talked about frequently how he's always wanted to meet his idols being gaming giants like Shroud. He's Post himself is just as excited to meet Shroud as Shroud is to meet Post Malone, because they are both great in their respective fields. Like, that's insane. That's insane. I wish I could be in this position, but thankfully, or not so thankfully, I'm terrible at everything. So, I mean, here I am wearing a goddamn red ribbon around my fucking head, looking like a goddamn freak on screen. Like, I ain't ever gonna meet Post Malone like this. Not with a buddy in hand. I mean, that's not gonna happen. But this is just cool. As a fan of both of them, this is just cool. Nate Shot's probably being cringe and talking about fucking NFTs and shit, but yeah, that was just something cool that I picked up on. And then the last news story that I want to go over. This has been a really long segment, and I gotta scale this back. I wasn't sure how many news stories to include. I wasn't sure how detailed I wanted to go because I didn't know how long I'd be talking about it. But apparently, I'd be talking about it very long. This is over an hour. Jesus Christ. But the last news story I wanted to bring up was of an 80-year-old streamer. Her name is WoW Grandma 78. And she's doing a subathon right now, where she's doing a subathon to celebrate her 80th birthday. Well, that's fucking awesome. Let me actually just look her up. Is she still going strong? Yeah. Yeah, she's still live. She's live right fucking now. Look at this. So here's WoW Grandma 78. And she is, in fact, a WoW Grandma. And she's doing a subathon to celebrate her 80th birthday. Now, the insane thing about this is her subathon is a sub equals 3 fucking minutes. That's insane. For perspective, Ludwig's subathon, which lasted a month, every sub was worth an average of 12 seconds. That's a lot smaller than 3 minutes. So, as a result of this, this hit this news of WoW Grandma 78 doing a subathon for her 80th fucking birthday, really big milestone. Because they picked up on this, larger streamers like Trainwrecks TV, Courage JD, I think even Asmongold got in on this shit. S-Fan got in on this shit. S-Fan having his own subathon going on right now. They decided to put in their big ass fucking wallets behind the mix, and she's now, like, her current subathon timer is 234 hours. She has more than 10 days left on the clock, and it is uncapped. So anyone can come in here and just drop another 10K and make her stream for more days. I mean, she's all for it. That's the good thing, at least. This isn't something that she's perceiving as like abuse or anything like that. She is all for this 100%. She is on board, doesn't mind it whatsoever, which is just really, that's just really wholesome. It's really wholesome, really chill. How's her chat doing? Chat's in followers only mode. That makes sense. Chat's actually moving kind of slow, which is probably good for her. Yeah, I mean, her chat's just talking about Trainer Courage donating to her. So that makes sense. But yeah, this is just really hype. Let me play this clip, actually.
I'm 80 though. 80 seems like old, and I don't feel old. Thank you for... What? What? What was that? Who donated what? Wait. What was that? $10,000? What?
Just right off the
Are
bat.
we serious? Who donated 10,000? Somebody
Just
donated
dropping
$10,000?
10 G's.
From who? From Trainwrecker? Trainwrecker, oh my gosh. Is that serious? $10,000? Oh my gosh. No, I don't go to the casino. I can't believe that I'm 80 though.
Of course, people are like trying to tie her to train wrecks. I mean, that's just train wrecks. As controversial as I think he is, I don't necessarily. He's a casino streamer. He streams gambling all the time, makes fucking millions live on stream, and probably scams a lot of his viewers and gets a lot of his viewers to get into the unhealthy habit of gambling. So that being what it is, he is also the kind of guy that's willing to just drop 10 G's on a wholesome streamer like this, which is fun. That's fine enough. That's cool enough. Now, this is just a story I thought was, it's just wholesome. 80-year-old playing World of Warcraft of all games, and celebrating her 80th birthday with a subathon. That was really cool. But all right, I'm out of news stories for the week, so let's go over some top clips over the past week. This one scares me. Holy shit. This is actually pulling from Twitch's own API, so any banned clips should not be showing up here. So that's what I have to hope for on that one. Well, let's click through a few of these. Let's see what's going on here.
They broke my equipment. It's not nothing happened. They should fucking leave the country for doing that shit to somebody. They touched the girl.
Oh, this was about someone got assaulted.
I stood up to them the whole time.
Someone got assaulted doing an IRL stream.
If they hadn't broken my equipment, I wouldn't have pursued this to any extent. But they broke my shit. That pisses me off.
Damn. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's just straight up him getting assaulted right there. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. This is why I don't think I'll ever do IRL streams. As much as the prospect is like, it's really good content, but at the same time, if I were to stream IRL in Portland, I'd probably get stabbed by a homeless person, which is not far off from what happened here. It seems. I don't want to watch that happen because that's very disturbing. So I'm gonna avoid those clips. But I feel for him. I'm sorry that should happen. XQC explains why he lost. He's of course going over the streamer awards and why he lost the streamer awards.
Whenever we did the voting for content, I clicked on my own square, and I immediately turned off the page or whatever. I don't know if you guys remember. I almost acted like it didn't exist or something. Well, because I didn't want to skew the votes to make it popular, to make it like a popular vote type of thing. Because then it would have felt like it.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically just saying he didn't push for his own stream. So he's saying basically he did the votes live on stream and he clicked on his name and then quickly switched off the screen because it's the last thing you vote on, so you're done with it at that point. So he clicked on his own name and then said, okay, yeah, we're done. But he didn't make a call out to his viewers, hey, make sure you go and vote for me. He's explaining that right there, which, yeah, absolutely. Now, what did Blau have to say here? What's going on?
Oh, actually, one of the funniest ones was some dude who I had one of those people who messaged me every day. This is back when I worked at Riot. Someone messaged me every day for Yorick buffs. And I thought it was like a meme thing. This person did it for 200 days. And I used to check in on it. I got addicted to it. So I wanted to see Eventually, I would like actually start to check to make sure he messaged me that day. Never failed. Always buff York. And then, you know, eventually a champion is going to be buffed. And they did eventually buff York. And then literally, I checked it that day and he said like, thanks. And I never heard from him again.
That's dedication.
It was actually like one of the like most beautiful DM requests that I never accepted.
Fuck
but still
yeah.
looked at. And it was actually like a touching story.
Fuck yeah.
Because like now I'm like I sometimes even when I'm like I wonder what that person's doing right now. Like is their life just, you know, have they moved on? Like what's going on?
That's a story of someone who won. That's good ending. That's the good ending. All right. Feel strong, man. Yeah, good title. All right, what do we got from Zoil?
Okay, so this is just gonna be bullshit because I'm not actually sad at all. I said this so many times and people say I'm coping. I'm not sad I lost the award, boys. I'm happy that I got nominated, dude. I'm happy that
So Zoil lost. Well, Zoil was nominated for Rising Star. He was nominated alongside Frogan, Stans, and Emaru, I think it was. And Stans ended up winning.
I got recognized and we were able to grow this fucking channel, boys. I never thought I'd even be in this position where I'm at today, man. I never thought that any of these streamers would even know who I am, man. And when they read off the fucking the names for the streamer awards and they said my name, I heard so many people cheer, and dude, just that warmed my heart, man. Knowing that people you know, care, like, dude, that was so nice.
Damn.
I genuinely do not care that I lost the award. I genuinely do not care. Okay, so you don't have to be sad for me.
That's respect. You know, like that's yeah. I get what he's saying here. I mean, especially with an award show like this where it's viewer picked, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if you fucking win or not. I mean, you got nominated for Rising Star, which means that essentially to get nominated for Rising Star, people voted for you because they believe that you have had the largest growth over the past year. That's what that means. And so to be nominated for that category means so much more than to receive the actual award itself. Because it still means at the end of the day, there's still a large amount of people that believe you have blown up essentially over the past year, which is that's a good thing, no matter what it is. Just especially because like online sentiment does tend to be a bit of a hive mind. When you see a large group of people sharing the same sentiment, even if it's something that's not true yet, it becomes true. Because a large group of people on the internet share that same sentiment, and then someone outside of that group looks at that and goes, "Oh wow, Zoil was the Rising Star." Like it's just, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's like it's an internet fulfilled prophecy. It's a very weird phenomena that happens more and more now that the internet is becoming a lot more a part of people's day-to-day lives, especially because of the pandemic. People are a part of a lot of these online groups now that then share this hive mind that then just brings things into being on their own by just sharing the same sentiment. They all think that Zoil blew up this year. Someone else sees that and goes, "Oh, okay, Zoil, that guy, he blew up this year." Bam! You've now that sentiment is now spread. It's like, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you win the award because you got nominated. Having your name underneath that category is an award in itself, and that's exactly what he's saying. Also, the fact like when he said like, "Yeah, I was sitting there." And when they said my name, I could hear people cheering. Oh man, that's a heartwarming moment. Because I think anyone would adore being in that position, to hear your peers cheering for you, to hear your peers acknowledging your success and your efforts on an even playing field. I mean, you have people like fucking XQC, 100K viewer Andy, clapping for you when your name is called out. I mean, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. So good. I mean, good for Zoil. Good that he got to experience that. Like that's a very good thing to have. And is a huge reason why events like this should happen more often. A lot of that collaboration. Also, back to the topic of, like, you know, hive mind and shit like that. When Zoil's viewers talk in other places about how he's blowing up, they talk about this on XQC's subreddit, on Ludwig's Discord, in Mizkif's chat, in Hassan's chat. They start talking, man, you seen Zoil? He's fucking blowing up over there. That then spreads the news that this other streamer is blowing up. So then Mizkif himself is like, Zoil's blowing up. Holy shit. Then the hive mind succeeded at spreading their sentiment to someone else, but not just someone else. It's goddamn Mizkif himself who can then research into Zoil and go, Zoil's blowing up. And then he does that in front of 40,000 people. Boom, 40,000 people now believe Zoil is blowing up. And then that makes Zoil more popular. It's just like, it's this very weird networking thing that can happen on the internet these days. Where if you have enough viewers spreading the word out to the wilds that you're doing insanely well, that you're blowing up, that you're going to be the next biggest streamer, if you share that sentiment in so many other public boards, it's eventually just going to fucking come true. Because if you especially if you talk about it like it's already happened. If you say Zoil is blowing up and then someone sees that, they're gonna go, oh really? Okay, yeah, he is. I guess he is. Because people are talking about him, but people are talking about him because you fucking said that he's blowing up. It's so insane. I love that psychology. I love internet psychology and sociology because it is so new. It's so new, so interesting. I'm sure there's a research paper out there on exactly what I'm talking about, but it's just. Yeah, it's something I've observed, especially through the streamer awards shit that's going on. Something that I've observed and thought of a lot recently. Anyway, let's click on this scary clip that's probably going to get me banned.
You guys are perfect.
Bro, homie, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Hey yo, what's going on here? Holy shit. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. He fucking did that. I love this guy. I don't know what his real name is. I know he's avoiding the puddle, but he's so fucking funny. He's so funny. I'm terrified to type in his chat, though, because he'd just immediately ban me. If I said hi, he'd just be like, no, get the fuck out. Fuck you. What are you talking about? He's literally done that before to viewers. Slicker's actual height revealed, which is incredibly tiny.
Wait, you have to be 5 foot.
Okay, chill out. Jesus. No. Slicker is actually really short. That's the funny thing here. He actually is really short. I don't know if he's not under 5 feet. But like, look at this. This is dangerous. Yeah, okay, we're good. Actually really short. That's him with Canute. That's him with Austin. Austin also really short. Terrifying. Not terrifying. What's terrifying is the fact that I just pulled up Twitter without curating it first on stream. That is terrifying. Holy shit. But anyway, moving on. Double lift learning about something. Vulcan's stopwatch.
Wow. Stopwatch is so disgusting. Wow. Vulcan has a 7:30 stopwatch?
I have no idea what's going on.
What?
Slip into a new world as we show you what's happening.
2-minute reduction per assist.
Now's the time to relax your mind.
I have no idea what's happening.
Vulcan got cooldown reset off the 4th kill, which would take the cooldown below the 8-minute mark. Because he's at, right now it's a 24-second cooldown. So he kills, and then right as he gets this kill, he fucking gets his stopwatch reduced cooldown. Wow.
Damn. That sounds hype. I got no idea what's going on there, though. Okay. All right, let's see what E-Rob is. Oh my God! Fucking don't do that to me. That's disgusting. What do you do? What the fuck? Is that a new lick emote? Is there a new lick emote because of this? Do I even have lick? I don't think I have lick. Ah, no, I don't have the lick that I'm thinking about. I have nut tasty, but I don't have lick. I should add lick. It's a fun one. Seth Everman tried to read the chat. I didn't even know Seth was streaming now.
Okay, I have to wait for this dude to leave because he's a level 11 elite. And at some point he leaves the cave and then I go grab some stuff in there. What's up, guys? I'm gonna read the chat. Thoughts on emo boys kissing? I'm not gonna read the chat.
Oh, well, what are your thoughts, though? What are your thoughts? Come on, what's up with e-boys kissing? With emo boys kissing? I mean, I think it's hype. I think it's chill that emo boys can kiss, you know? Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, Clean Boys feel strong, man. We got a Hassan clip.
Buddha getting his FaceTime was worth it all. Dude, I fucking love the Clean Boys so much, man.
The Clean Boys were looking
so
mighty
happy,
clean
dude.
at the Streamer Awards.
They're absolutely killing it. You know, they're living in a super nice house. I went to their house after the award show, and it was it was such a fun experience, dude. I mean, first of all,
so for context, the Clean Boys are a group of people in the GTA RP community. Let me see if I can. Let's just. What happens if I just search the Clean Boys? Yeah, they're in the No Pixel community. It's just a gang. And they got together for the Streamer Awards in person, but also they bought a fucking house together. They bought a content house. Which of course also includes Saikuno. So here's the Clean Boys IRL, where you got what's his name? I forget his name.
love the Clean Boys so much, man. I think his face.
Oh, it's Buddha. That's right, it's Buddha. That's Buddha right in the middle, where Buddha won best RP streamer, I think it was. Which, well deserved, very well deserved. He also had the best fit at the Streamer Awards, I think. He definitely knocked it out of the park and blew everyone else away. But they straight up they bought a fucking mansion to live together and played GTA RP together in the mansion. Which is insane. Like they're not big streamers by the same margin that like Hassan is a big streamer. So the fact that they were able to pull off buying an entire fucking mansion without an org behind them, I don't think they have an IRL org behind them like 100 Thieves or anything like that, or TSM. So it's insane that they were able to buy their own fucking mansion.
And it was it was such a fun experience, dude. I mean, first of all, obviously, like, I love all the RP guys. You know what I mean? We've had some really awesome memories.
Yeah. Dude, look at it. Look at Buddha right there. It's kind of tough to see, I know, but fucking look at him. Like, he's got the slides too. Damn. And you got X, of course. You got Saikuno, XQC, Hassan, don't know. Pokimane, I think, is that Blau? I think that's Blaustoise. Then you got Buddha, and I don't know who that is on the far left.
Tall as fuck too, damn. Bro, Buddha he's tall as fuck. Their house is what people thought you bought, lol. Yeah, no, their house is like literally a Grand Theft Auto, like, it's a house that you steal from in GTA.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
It's a mansion. It's a straight up mansion. It's insane. And there's another Cash Meow clip here of the assault. But as you can see, I mean, I'm at the bottom of my clips here. I've been going over this segment for about an hour and 16 minutes. That's not even about. That's actually exact. I think next Saturday I'll slim the news stories a little bit because I think it went a little bit long. But yeah, that's it for the news segment of my Saturday stream.